The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
There's a girl, she's a star, she's got style, Steffi Star, you see her face around the town, she's popular, Steffi Star.
Hello, I am Stephanie Weinstein.
And I'm Meredith Keach.
And we are top producing real estate agents with a brand new team, Weinstein Keach, in the Easton office for Coldwell Banker.
Powered by Coldwell Banker.
Yes. And we have two fabulous guests today. Please introduce yourselves. Aaron, you go first.
Aaron Wluka, Twisted Spoke Realty, not quite as powerful as the Keach
but powerful
Weinstein
enough
team, but Twisted Spoke Realty out of Easton as well.
Twisted Spoke.
Yeah.
And Wally.
And I am Dave Wally Walsdorf, and I get to sell motorcycles for a living.
Wally?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Meredith didn't know
I
that.
sell and finance motorcycles for a living. Not that bad.
And where do you do that, Wally?
That is at Greater Boston Motorsports, right on Mass Ave in Arlington.
Arlington?
Arlington.
Arlington.
Well, guys, this is exciting.
It's very exciting. We have a lot to cover today.
And
A lot.
It's hot. I'm wearing a blanket.
I forgot to tell you guys it's hot. Wally, you might get hot. Wally, I don't want to know what's in that cup.
No, you don't.
Now, Aaron, do you buy your machines from Wally?
You have in the past.
I have in the
You've bought
past.
a couple handfuls from
Yeah, I get most of my stuff used.
Okay.
So when I'm looking for something, I'll usually reach out to him and see what he has coming in.
Got it.
I don't pay retail for anything. I
Got
buy used stuff.
Yeah. And how do you guys know each other?
We've known each other since we were 5.
Wow.
Yeah, we went to different schools together.
Yeah.
We grew up together. Small little town, you might have heard of it, Sharon.
Mm-hmm. Steph, and you grew up with them?
No,
That's it? That's all you got to know?
that's all I got. Aaron,
She hasn't grown up yet.
Right?
Aaron, I don't know if you were my builder or my realtor, or were you both?
I was kind of both. I was your was I your realtor? Did you have another agent? Did you
No.
come directly to me? So I was your realtor, but I was also involved with the builder and oversaw the construction of those homes. Wow.
Well, let's back up. Let's explain a little bit your
Sure.
background, because you're a builder, you're
Yes.
a realtor,
Yes.
you're a biker.
Yes.
What else?
You make candlesticks.
There has to be more.
You make candles
I
too?
have my Class A tractor trailer license.
Super cool.
I have my license to run heavy equipment. I've done a lot, but I've been selling real estate for just about 28 years and started building about 15 years ago and stopped about 10 years ago, 11
So you're
years
not
ago.
building anymore?
I'm not building anymore. I still maintain my license. I don't build anymore.
But if you came across a nice Form A lot,
I have people that I would put on it.
got it.
I'm not building. I got, quite bluntly, got taken advantage of by 2 attorneys who I built a house for. That was going to be a flagship house at the beginning of the mess of 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
A newer type of construction for this area. It's all over the place in other places. It's an all concrete home.
Oh,
Actually, Jeff Ames in town built one for himself.
okay.
So I built one of those, and it was that winter that it snowed every Wednesday, and we were running probably about 2 months behind. And they shorted me a sizable amount of money, and I haven't built since. It's the first time that happened, and I just went back to just selling.
I don't think people realize how difficult it is building.
Oh, I bought a bucket truck so we could roof inside the house, getting over the 8 to 10 feet of snow drifts that were around the house. So did everything we could and just missed having it enclosed before the snow flew, and then the snow just flew and flew and flew. So
And that was it.
that was it.
Yeah.
But
Ball game.
didn't give up. We kept trying,
Yeah.
but ended up behind and over budget a little bit.
But that's standard, right? I mean, when I meet with a client for the first time, Steph, I'm sure you do too, with new construction, you say, I mean, if you're not representing the builder, you say it's not going to come in on time that they tell you, and it's not going to come in at price.
That's the only house that I think I've ever been involved in that did not come in within 30 days of on time and on price.
Yeah.
I know.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. You have firsthand.
No, I was just saying that I give my clients, I quote them pretty much a year now.
And you have to because of the delays in supplies and everything.
Right.
We didn't have those problems then. This was 100% weather.
I know. What did we used to? I can't remember how many.
I gave
3-4 months.
Yeah.
It's so
90
crazy.
90 to 120
No,
days.
but it would be
Quoting
one
a
thing
year.
where a builder could say one thing, but if I'm representing the buyer, I always just say that's not going to happen because, especially with new construction, you don't have any place to go. I mean, this just happened to my brother and sister-in-law where they had planned on a date and there were 2 time overruns and they were in Airbnb. I mean, they had kids, a dog, and had no housing. So you're better off to just say, like you said, plan on a year.
1 year.
And if you get to break your lease and go early, fantastic. But otherwise, because there's so much that's out of your control. And then the other thing is, if the builder says it's going to cost X to build this, but then the buyer goes in and they say, "Oh, I really want a different lighting fixture."
Oh,
and
they always
I
do.
want a different kind of flooring. And this is so pretty.
Extras change the price, but that's not the builders. That's 100%.
When I say cost and
That is
time,
on a separate spreadsheet.
Rarely, in my experience, has it been the builder's problem. It's really just all the other things that go along with it. There's so many hands involved.
We did have one delay, and I'm not going to use his name. He was also from the neighborhood, and he worked here in the beginning.
I know.
But there was a delay in getting power in that neighborhood. We had the house done. We sanded the floors, finished the whole house with a huge Caterpillar generator in the yard, so we could finish the house and have it ready to go as soon as power got in. There were some issues with the piping for the underground power, so it took an extra month and a half. We put that family up at a hotel with a pool and bedrooms and a nice hotel until the house was done.
Wow.
Because they were transferring in from out of state and had no place to go. So,
Aaron, weren't you going to name that street Quercus?
it was Quercus. It was named Quercus before we got involved in it, and we petitioned to change it because actually one of the neighbors on that street began that petition.
Can you give me initials?
I believe it was SA.
Oh.
Now, so you built Stephanie's house, or you general contracted?
General contract.
Oh, wow. Super cool.
And then when I sold it, Meredith sold it.
Yep.
Susan Johnson sold my house because
Yes.
I didn't want to sell it myself. And then Meredith's buyers bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, no
Beautiful.
kidding.
Beautiful kitchen. One of my all-time most favorite kitchens of
Yes.
any house I've ever sold.
That was one of the neatest houses that we designed, because that's the other thing we do. We did all design build.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Every room
you.
you walked into there was something interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
really
I
just cool
did.
house.
I designed the kitchen bigger because I needed a bigger kitchen. So I had a 10-foot island.
It was
And then
amazing.
Jason was supposed to have his office next to the kitchen, and I moved him upstairs, made the kitchen bigger, and gave myself a walk-in pantry.
It was amazing. Plus the counters that looked out over the backyard.
It was so
And then your
fabulous.
little sitting area. I mean, it was really.
I miss my house.
Mm.
It was a
But
neat
probably
house.
not the
I miss
expense of
mine,
it,
too.
right?
Yeah, you
We
would
put a
agree.
lot into that.
I know.
There was blood, sweat, and tears in that.
Okay, so where did you guys
man.
all
Wait a minute.
get
so,
together?
Yeah, so I knew Aaron because he built my house,
Yep.
etc., and maybe was my realtor.
I think I was.
And then I happened to stumble upon Wally. So every Tuesday night, we have what we call Jew night
Oh.
at Gourmet Garden.
Are there Catholics there too?
No.
Oh, okay.
And the reason
We
why...
allow a couple token ones.
Okay.
I was going to say my wife's staff. When she goes,
They have to buy the first 4 rounds, though.
The only reason why we...
Appreciation.
The only reason why we named it Jew night was because one night I was there and it was a Tuesday night. And I looked down the bar and I knew every single person and they were all Jewish. And so that is how Jew night became Jew night at Gourmet Garden on Tuesdays. So Wally happened to be there every Tuesday night. And so that's how we met. And I had no idea that Wally, and I like to call him Walliford, is best friends with Aaron. And so now Aaron started joining us for June night.
I mean, this is just so
I
exciting.
mean, anybody can come. We have so much fun.
I could be a token Catholic.
You can.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, Tony's sister came one night.
Okay.
And so she started talking to other people. And she said, "Are you guys Catholic?" And they said, "Yeah." She goes, "We're going to start Catholic night on Thursday nights. Be here." So June night, Tuesday, Catholic night, Thursday.
Fabulous.
Now, we did just recently have an episode where I was at the bar enjoying, Auntie Benny, where I was enjoying my cocktail.
Hi, Benny.
And I was being animated, and there was a man sitting where Aaron was sitting, and my back was towards him, and I was talking. I don't even know if you were there yet.
Yeah, no, I was there.
Oh, I'm like, and I don't know what the F. And the guy next to me goes, "Excuse me. I am trying to enjoy my dinner. Can you not swear?"
You shouldn't
Right, Wally?
be sitting at the
Yeah,
bar.
and then Anthony goes, "If you got an issue with that, Wally, just sit down. You're in for a treat." He was gone within 10 minutes.
Did he move his seat?
I was spoken to.
He
left the
moved right to
restaurant.
his car and left.
Yep.
Wow.
I didn't say anything to him.
You
but
offended him.
I offended him.
You broke his feeling. Now he's got feelings.
Yes.
He had feelings.
Yeah, he had one left. You broke it. Nice work.
I mean,
And then when he was leaving, I said, "Sir, I apologize. I really don't swear." I said, "It just came out.
It slipped.
It slipped."
I swear a lot.
But then he was fine with it.
Bad.
I think when he saw like the manager came over to us and we knew everybody in there, I think he maybe knew he was out of his league.
He was a little outgunned at that point.
He totally was.
well, he made the right steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, come on. You're sitting at a bar
Right.
in Canton
Right.
on a Tuesday
Right.
with a bunch of people ballyhooing. You're not at Del Frisco's.
Ballyhoo.
Woo!
You're not at Del Frisco's on a date, you know,
Well, even still, I mean, really, is a swear so offensive?
to him.
I suppose.
What about
Yeah.
when I was at another bar? This was what's the nice restaurant in Newton? Capitol
Looking
Grill,
at-
I think.
Looking at the wrong person.
I'm at Capitol Grill and I'm like, blah, 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 blah,
There's
again.
no Capitol in Newton. There's one in Chestnut Hill.
Oh, Wally, I feel like you need to be close to your microphone.
Oh, okay. Hi.
I feel like you're out in orbit. Wait, so I go and I'm talking. Did I say this? I don't
No.
think. And the woman goes, "Excuse me." And
Oh.
she's sitting at the bar. She goes, "Can you please keep it down? I have a migraine." Who goes to a bar with a migraine? Meredith,
so
you and
dumb.
I, we can't even get out of
No,
bed when we have
that's so
migraines.
dumb.
Like, that's ridiculous.
I think
what
she
are
was
people
looking to be
thinking?
offended. She was looking to be offended.
Oh.
Well, let's talk motorcycles.
Okay.
So, let's say Stephanie and I come into your shop.
Yeah.
And
Will you
we
laugh
say-
at us or?
No.
We say we don't know how to ride a motorcycle, drive
Okay.
a motorcycle, but we've had a dream to do this.
Okay.
What's the next step?
First thing, I typically give you a tour of the dealership, and I watch your body language when you're looking at the different bikes to see what style suits you. And then we'll shoot over to there. Yeah, exactly. And then typically what I'll do is we'll put you on what we call a starter bike and package it with a rider school.
Tell me about a starter bike.
Low CC, which is engine size, not very powerful. You know, bike meant to get on. It's not, super scary. Get your feet wet. Get out on the road. Try it. See if you love it. And if you love it, you trade it in. You get most of your money back into something bigger. If you hate it, we'll buy it back, and you won't lose a ton of money.
Oh.
They're very inexpensive. And we recommend everybody who has never ridden or haven't ridden in 10 plus years to take a rider school. We offer one. There are a couple other ones, around the state. And that actually really takes you from not knowing what a motorcycle is to be able to ride one safely. And it gets you a lifelong insurance discount off of the comprehensive part of your insurance policy.
Wally also sells insurance, don't you?
Yes, I am also a licensed insurance agent. I can't sell insurance to the people I'm selling motorcycles to, some conflict of interest or whatever. But I do offer free advice to my clients that are, because a lot of them are very penny wise and dollar foolish.
So the classes that you're talking about, what's involved? How long is it?
Depending on if you do a midweek or a weekend, it's either a 2 or 3 day course.
Okay.
The only thing you need to supply is a motorcycle permit before you go to the class, which you could get at any registry of motor vehicles.
Could I apply today for a motorcycle permit?
You could.
Oh.
And pair of boots, leather jacket, and gloves. We supply the bikes. Yep, you can put cheek chillers on.
Why leather?
Why not?
Is it because if you fall?
You don't have to have leather. That is most of the stuff is leather, but a lot of the manufacturers now are coming out with some really cool, there's denim with pads in it. There's what's the like a Gore-Tex type thing with pads in it.
So is it for safety or for warmth?
Both. Most of it is for safety.
There's a saying, dress for the slide, not the ride.
Oh.
So that probably explains a little more about leather and stuff.
Right. Got it.
Yeah. But yeah, we won't put, new riders on big, fast, scary bikes. We save that for the second or third.
Oh, got it. What about a trike or something like that?
Trikes have become more and more kind of in style for a couple of different reasons. Harley, which I worked at a Harley store for a little while, they're actually segueing into more and more trikes. And if you look at reason, most of their clientele is starting to age out and can't hold up a motorcycle anymore. Oh. So they don't want to stop riding, so they're going to trikes. So now Harley's got 5 or 6 different trikes in their lineup.
When you say hold up a motorcycle, well, how does that work?
So you straddle it just like a bicycle. But, a starter motorcycle is 350-400 pounds. A big touring bike can be over 1,000 pounds.
But you're not holding it, or you're
you're balancing it. But when you have bad hips, you're in your 70s and 80s. That's a lot of weight to move around.
Got it.
So they're buying trikes.
Sounds exciting.
It is.
What do you drive?
I have a 2008 Harley. It's called an FLH Ultra Classic. It's a touring bike. It replaced the bike that I had for a little over 20 years because I'm getting older and wanted a fairing, the part in the front that blocks the wind a little bit, and a stereo. And we've put a lot of miles on it since we got it. We got it in 2017.
You guys do a lot of trips.
We do.
What was the last trip you went on?
We trailer bikes down to Daytona and out to Sturgis for the bike rallies. This past October, I've been going to Daytona for Bike Week since 1998, and I've always wanted to go down to Key West. So this past October, we got a group of 4 bikes. There were 5 people, 4 bikes. We trailered the bikes down. Our friends flew down and met us at my cousin's Amco Transmissions in Daytona, where we left the trailer in the truck. We got on the bikes. We rode to Miami, spent a night in Miami, then rode down to Key West the next morning, spent 2 days in Key West, and then rode back. And it was the best riding I've ever had.
Wow.
It was the most amazing scenery. Key West was the first time any of us had been to Key West. We had a great time.
What is your average speed when you're doing a trip like that?
75. We're not flying.
That's pretty fast, though, isn't it?
Does it feel fast? The speed limit's 70 down there. So.
But that feels no.
I've had 2 bikes over 180 miles an hour.
Wow.
On the highway. So 75 is easy.
Yes. Yeah. I've been 120. That was the fastest I went.
On a motorcycle? Mm. When were you on a motorcycle?
My brother's. Over the Newport Bridge. Probably wasn't so smart having 2 kids on one bike going 120 over the Newport Bridge.
Do you remember
Teddy
Baxter?
Afterwards.
Yes, I know
You know Teddy Baxter?
Yeah.
I gave him a ride on my Ninja ZX-10 in high school, right after high school. And we were doing 140 down 95, allegedly. And he freaked out. I don't think he ever got on the back of a bike again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron. Good
It's a
job.
lot. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, 106 going through Mansfield into.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Straight away.
When we were kids, we thought the route number was the speed limit sign.
Right.
Oh, the stretch from Easton to Mansfield.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good straight stretch.
Good straight stretch.
Yeah.
You could get way over 106 on that.
I
stretch.
bet. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that was.
Now,
fun.
it is so surprising to me that so many of my friends ride motorcycles.
See, it's the sleeper. I don't even want to call it a sport. It's an addiction. It is one of the only ways that you can get out on the road and not really hear your phone.
Yes.
So that's what I always saw it as my getaway. I can't hear the phone when I'm on the bike.
It's amazing. So I did go with a big group on the back of like Harleys, and it was a big group, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. I will say that. It was up in New Hampshire, and to your point, it's almost like there's a hum that you get into this.
Well, it's not like you're in a
Nice.
car. Like when you're riding around, you can smell everything.
Right.
So you're driving through a neighborhood and someone cut the grass, you can smell the fresh cut
I hadn't
grass.
thought about that. Right.
You can smell the campfires. You can smell, wherever you are. But you're riding. So you get the wind in the face, and it's just it's a sense of, I don't want to sound cliche, but it's a sense of freedom.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And the feeling that you get just by twisting that throttle, it's like nothing else you could ever imagine.
So cool.
Yeah. It is.
Now, I would not trust myself to drive, to be honest. I'm way too distracted, but I would go on the back. How about
Goggles
you, Steph?
or
Would you do
helmet?
it? Would you do it? Would you drive?
I'm scared.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't drive it. Goggles.
You'd be surprised.
Me drive one?
You'd be
I
surprised.
don't know. I feel like I'd be too wimpy.
That's why you start on a small bike where your feet can sit flat on the ground, usually a nice low seat height, so you feel like you're on a moped more than a motorcycle. And then if you can drive a standard car,
I can.
then you're 90% of the way there. If you can ride a bicycle and drive a standard, the rest is.
How do you even do it?
And the ladder isn't even as important anymore because most of them are making them with DCT transmissions now.
Yeah, automatics.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Like
Aaron hates the automatic transmission. How dare you
Half of
even
Honda's
bring that
line has what they call DCT. If you don't know what that stands for, it's dual clutch transmission.
We knew that.
So it's like, you get in your car and you got the paddle shifters behind the wheel. Same thing.
Oh, so you're pressing?
Yeah, they're both on the left side though, but plus and minus. Or you can just put
That's
drive.
it? Oh, plus minus?
Yeah, and then your right's the throttle.
If you didn't have that, how would you do it?
Clutch, shift with your left foot, and throttle with your right hand.
Do
and
they
rear
make
brake.
cars? My first cars were a stick, and
Yeah.
it was the most fun thing in the world because I felt like I was a race car driver.
Right?
But I feel like my kids aren't going to have that experience. Do they even make entry level cars where you have a stick anymore?
We taught both of our daughters to ride a dirt bike we got an older dirt bike with a clutch, so they could learn how to shift with a clutch.
Right.
Just in case they were stranded somewhere, someone had
Right.
been drinking too much and they were driving a standard. There aren't many out there, but all it takes is one.
Right.
They would be able to get home.
Right.
They would be able to jump on a bike if they had to and go home. So there aren't you don't see as many standards out there except in the high performance cars.
Yeah, you got to overpay to get a 3-pedal car now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're not in the entry levels, right?
No, they're in the high end sports cars.
It's funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you guys done that? Have you gone and up in like New Hampshire? You can go drive the race cars.
Of course.
Is it wicked fun?
I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. No, I mean, going back when I was a kid, I loved speed. I started out BMX racing at the old track in Mansfield, and then I raced dirt bikes. I tried street a couple times up at Loudon, and I was absolutely horrible at it. So
Racing the street bikes?
racing,
Yeah.
road racing. I worked with some guys that were unbelievable. National champions.
Oh wow.
I get to work with one every day. But yeah, street racing wasn't my thing. Off-road racing was. But yeah, I've ridden the track up at Loudon.
When you say off road, you mean
dirt bikes.
Oh,
Like,
dirt bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, now I just play in the woods with ATVs with my wife and stepson. don't really ride on the street anymore.
Where can you do that legally?
So the Mass Environmental Police does have a book with maps on where you could go.
Oh, okay.
Most of them are way down south and out in Western Mass.
Okay.
Not a lot. There's a loop in Foxborough and Rentham, but they're very specific on what you can ride there. And it's an intermediate or expert course.
Oh, wow.
It's not a beginner course.
Does Miles Standish still allow?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Like Freetown?
What?
They used to. That used to be a big spot for dirt bikes.
Miles Standish is down to 1 horsepower now.
So,
Horses.
yeah.
Oh, I was going to say.
Can
Meredith, I feel like you should buy your kids a dirt bike.
No.
No four-wheeling for the Hennessy's?
I mean, I do want to do that up in New Hampshire. We talked about with Sam with the, I call them Odysseys, but I don't think that's what they're called. But they
Right.
have like the roll bars.
Yeah, the side-by-sides.
Yeah, side by side. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, we sold a couple.
You sell those too?
Yeah, we sell ATVs, dirt bikes. We sell power equipment. So
That's
we
amazing.
sell generators when you lose power, camping ones. We sell snow blowers.
So all things machinery.
If it's got a motor and it's not a car, we'll sell it.
Can you fix them?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I can. I choose not to.
Yeah.
I have a service department for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can.
I mean, that's what we talked about. So we had the Godfreys in here, Godfrey Auto.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you don't have any mechanical inclination, you feel somewhat stranded, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in that if this thing breaks, I can't get home. that's problematic.
At least we have cell phones these days.
True.
When we used to
Right.
break down in the middle of the woods in the 80s, it was pushing the bike.
Walk it home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stay over.
Yeah.
But they have such an intricate trail system up north, and
Yeah.
that's something, a bucket list for me. I want to do.
Yeah, and those trail systems, they have police, they have rescue, they have gas stations, they have hotels and restaurants on all of, you know. So in the summer, it's for ATVs and dirt bikes. In the winter, they're for snowmobiles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said
you
can
can
fix
go
it
all the way
rent
up to Canada.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You want to do it, Steph?
I think you should.
Yeah,
They have heated gear. You can get a heated helmet, heated jacket, heated pants,
Yeah.
heated gloves, heated grips.
Such a cool way to be outside, too.
Yeah. Can I back up for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm very impressed that you call them Odysseys. Odysseys went out in the mid
86.
Meredith is old school.
in 86.
I'm old.
But
1986.
I'm old.
Yeah,
He's elderly.
I'm hunting high and low.
What are they called now?
but side by side.
Side by side.
But,
Oh,
but,
Meredith.
but the Odysseys
Side by
were
side.
only a single seater. They were one of the first four-wheel car-like
Super cool.
dune
Yeah,
buggy type
right,
thing that
yeah.
people would have.
Yeah.
So they were very neat with the
so
the
nice.
like the
The
fighter plane
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
steering wheel
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the throttle on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to
Oh,
give you
thanks. That I
accolades
wasn't.
for that.
It was it was the right thing.
Yeah.
The first version.
Can we switch gears for a minute?
Yeah.
Can we talk about, I want to know how everyone's heat worked during this cold spell.
Oh God.
I want to know what happened in everyone's house.
Well, these guys are fix-it guys, so they probably were fine.
Well, I had a story, but did everyone else?
did you guys have frozen pipes or heat
Well,
problems?
Everything was good?
We're on propane. I did go out and check on Thursday to see what level we were at. We're at 25%. I knew it would make it through the weekend, but I did call and they topped us off on Friday just in case. But we didn't have any frozen pipes or anything.
Just for our listeners around the world and continent, it got below zero
Not even just below. Like here, it was 10 below.
with
And
wind chills of
Waterville Valley, New Hampshire, it was 20 below. Jay Peak, it was 30 below. It
Wow.
was dreadful.
And top of Mount Washington, did you hear
110,
that?
yes.
right?
110 below.
Really?
In New Hampshire, it's only like 15 degrees off of Antarctica.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't, can you, like, what is,
No, thank you.
can you, this is dumb, but do you think
Florida.
you die if you go out, if you go outside in 110, do you die?
You can. I've actually been to Western Canada where the average daily temperature is where Fahrenheit and Celsius meet, which is at about 42 below.
Oh my goodness.
I could
I've
be
never heard of
mistaken.
anyone say, I've been to Western Canada.
Me either.
So
I didn't know that was a thing.
it's a thing. So
Leave it to Wally.
I was in Saskatchewan and I'm staying at the Hotel Scotch, which is their high-end hotel.
2 stars.
And the weather comes on, and it doesn't tell you how cold it is. The weather report is how long it takes exposed skin to freeze.
Oh, well, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
They
so
don't
you go
give you.
outside, how
I'm
long you
like,
got?
so what's the temperature? It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's so cold that you have to put your windows down
What?
because when the heat starts to come on, the glass will shatter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's every car comes with a block heater. Every parking spot has an electrical outlet in it. It's
Wally, may I ask?
and people live there on purpose.
May
What?
I ask why you went there?
That was in my before life when I was married before.
Oh, she was from there.
Yeah, she was from Saskatchewan.
I forgot about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what happened to me. Anthony invited a sleepover guest over my house on the coldest night of the year. I said, who invites a sleepover guest? I don't like people sleeping over my house. I just don't. Anyway, it was a whole thing, and he said, he's sleeping over. I said, fine. Well, wouldn't you know it, I have mini splits, and they shut off. Now, I went to bed earlier, and Anthony, I left sheets on the bed for this person, and I figured Anthony would walk up with him, help him make the bed, and maybe give him another blanket. Well, he did not.
Oh,
This said person was in a extremely cold room that's cold anyway. The heat shut off. He had no blankets. He had no sheets. He was frostbitten. He goes, you know, Steph, you really know how to get rid of your guests. I said, you know what? I told you not to sleep over. I didn't want you to sleep over. And that's what you get. You will leave here frostbitten. Now get out.
Now, but it's known, right, that mini splits don't work at a certain temp. Is that true?
They have improved them. I actually had a long conversation with a home inspector the other day about this because I'm not a big fan of them. For the cost of them, you could put gas high efficiency furnaces in.
I'm in a condo.
A lot. Well, you still have an attic and a basement.
Oh,
Do you have an attic and a basement?
maybe.
She doesn't talk about that. That's where the well
It's townhouse
and the
staff.
basket is.
Yeah, there's always a way to do it. You might lose a little corner of your closet, even if you do just one in the basement.
Too late.
It is too late. But
Anyway, so go ahead.
To answer your question,
You can fight them over again when you get heat.
right? the older style mini splits were heat pumps that instead of going through a furnace, they'd go through these wall units to blow the air. Old heat pumps have an electric coil. So whenever it used to be, whenever it was below 50 out, it wouldn't work off the heat pump. It would blow air through this electric coil, which got very expensive because it's basically electric heat. Apparently, that is no longer the case, and they are high efficiency condensers for mini split systems. So I guess they are more efficient and not using that electricity as much. That being said, I personally don't like looking at them. I don't like having the big thing on the wall. I don't like that you need one in every room. That's where the expense gets kind of crazy.
Yeah. Right. I did have to put in 4, and I didn't realize that. So they had to disconnect my furnace for the time being. And I have a mini split in my living room because I have a 3-level townhome.
Yeah.
And my townhouse was built 30 years ago, and there was only one zone. So Gregory was in the lower level, and so it was cold, and then the main level was cold. Nothing could heat up or get cold. So I had to put in 4, 1 in my bedroom, 1 in Alexa's bedroom, 1 on the main level, and 1 on the lower level.
Yeah.
And so we disconnected my furnace because the guy putting in my mini splits didn't know how to reconnect my furnace. Anyway, you can't sell a house that just has mini splits.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yes, you have to have.
Is that? I've never known that.
Yeah, because it's secondary heat. It's a secondary heat source, the mini splits. So you have.
I just sold a house that just had mini splits.
I was going to say we have one coming on next,
because
next week
the
in Taunton.
the
That's
heat
all
there
mini
was
splits.
just
that's what-
electric prior, and the homeowner put in mini splits because it was heating and cooling. The house didn't have cooling,
Oh.
and there's no. I don't even know that there's oil on the street.
Yeah, that would make
Gas.
sense. Although,
Yeah, or gas.
Although not a home inspector,
Am I saying gas? I mean, there
An
wouldn't be oil in
appraiser?
the street, obviously.
Yes, the appraiser.
The appraiser said
The appraiser said
there
you
has to be another
can't-
heat source.
Yes.
I think the appraiser doesn't know.
They
what he's
said I
talking
had to
about.
reconnect my furnace, which I need to at this point anyway. Thank
Is
God
it-
I had my
is
gas
it natural
fireplace.
gas?
Yeah.
I would definitely reconnect it. It'd probably cost you less.
Yeah,
so
I
too.
know. Just so I can have it as a backup.
Well, I
I've
mean,
actually
that's
turned
nice,
off
yeah.
I've turned off the mini splits anyway because Alexa's not home.
Well, now you're not using.
I don't need mine.
those
But
floors really as much, right?
can I tell you what my last electric bill was? Does anyone want to guess?
I have no
I
idea.
think I remember it was 8 something.
Well, it was 9.
Oh.
$900
For a month?
Yep.
Yeah, but you had a bunch of kids there.
It's just my 2.
Well,
Gregory had already moved out.
Our electric
Wow.
bill last month was $136.
Mine was 72.
do you guys have solar?
No.
Yes.
He does.
Of course, Wally does.
Yeah.
We have propane, high efficiency
We're
propane,
natural gas.
single zone.
I mean,
I wish
natural
we had
gas
natural
is
gas.
so cheap. Well, my husband would differ, but for a while, we were paying more for cable than we were for heat, hot water, and cooking for a family of 5.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
we're
isn't it?
currently doing that.
Yeah, it's so much better.
Yeah.
But Steph, I think that the mini splits are good as that ancillary source. But I
Oh
would
my God,
bring
it's
back
been
your
great.
furnace. Yeah.
It's been great for the AC. It was never getting cool. Like I
Right.
needed these for sure.
Yeah.
And I couldn't heat up Gregory's room downstairs. I couldn't heat up Alexa's room. So that furnace wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
So I needed to do this.
There is another way. There are things called mechanical dampers, which
I should have called you first,
a
Aaron.
mechanical damper allows you to take a single zone of heat and make it multiple zones where there's can people see us or just hear
Yeah.
us? Okay. Well, where there's a gate inside the duct that shuts certain zones off. So you turn a thermostat on in Gregory's lower level. If that thermostat's set at 68, it'll keep heating that space till it's 68. The others will heat to where they are, and the damper opens and closes to supply the heat to the different areas. Not a big fan of them. I'd prefer to see 2 or 3 different systems, but it does work. It was used for years. So, but yet on the only mini split heat for a house, you have to be careful with that. Because without having any kind of a boiler in your basement where all your water lines and everything come in, you're more susceptible to freeze ups because the boiler, even though there's not heat in the basement, the boiler is giving off heat and keeping your basement above freezing. You really should have at least one section of electric baseboard set at 50 in your basement if your whole house is only heated by mini splits. Because the basement's not getting any heat unless there's a mini split head in the basement.
Well, Steph, do you have a generator?
I do not.
So if you lost power, then you would have no heat, right?
Correct.
Then
I have
you-
a gas fireplace, and the gas fireplace does let off a lot of heat. It's in my living room, so it heats up. It goes up into the hallway, and it actually heats my bedroom. But it doesn't heat like the kitchen. It just heats the living room and up into my bedroom. Everything else is pretty cold.
Well, we got a generator for that reason because our house we'd be out of luck.
We'd be screwed.
Yeah.
If first thing I did when I closed on the house and I gave my electrician the keys, fix all the wiring and wire it in for the biggest generator I'm going to grab from the shop.
So you must have done a whole house.
I have a portable, but I have a big Honda generator,
Okay.
which will run my whole house.
Yeah.
With the exception of a few appliances that you don't use in the winter. But
Does it go on? So it's portable, so it doesn't automatically go on. You have to go turn it on.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what you're doing, it takes about 45 seconds. Pull it out, fire it up. My electrician made me a super long cable, plug it into the box that's in the garage, plug the other one into the generator, go to the main box, flip the main one off, generator panel on, and you're up and running.
I got to do the tutorial because my husband did it.
That's
If
a lot.
Something happens to him, I won't know how to run it.
It's really not a lot.
It's not a lot, and
It sounds like a
we
lot,
would
but-
be screwed
My
because
AC
we're in a
kicked
well.
in.
So
Oh, yeah, you need-
no power, no water, no
Yeah.
flushy,
Yeah.
no nothing. But when power goes out, my house is lit up like a Christmas tree.
Well, the one we bought too was dual fuel, which I'm kind of excited about. So we can use the propane tanks that we have for the grill.
If you have natural gas at your house, you can change that to run off the natural gas. That would be safer because we have a propane tank backup for our backup generator that does run the whole house.
Yeah.
But it's only an 80 gallon, so I can run for almost a week on it.
Oh wow!
With if you connect your backup generator to natural gas, you can run forever.
Run it infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you connect it up to the gas source?
You
Though?
have a plumber. Is your generator fixed? Or
No, it's a portable.
It's a portable. So they make quick connect gas lines. So you could have that's how they do them for grills on the deck. They'll do a quick connect. Have them put a quick connect outside for your generator.
Yeah.
You wheel it out. You connect the two quick connects and start it.
So if it was propane though, you could also use natural gas?
Yeah, it's changing the orifice. There's one part in it that you change. Yeah. No, it's something inside the carburetor essentially that you change.
Yeah, and the plug. You got to put a higher
amperage.
A higher temperature plug.
Oh, the spark plug.
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about generators. I thought you meant the plug that goes in the
wall.
wall.
No, the spark plug.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the last couple of years things got really weird, and so I was like, we're pretty vulnerable here. We don't even have any electricity if the power goes out.
That's why we did it. My neighbor has a welder on a trailer. We ran off of that. What was it, 5-6 years ago when we lost power for a week in town?
Yeah.
We ran off of that so we could survive. And then right after that was done, I bought a whole house generator, put it in the garage, and backfed it into the house.
Yeah.
With its own propane tank.
Yeah.
I wish we had natural
I think
gas.
you need a generator. Yeah.
You know what else happened?
I think you should call me.
Yeah.
I know. Wally!
I'll get you a generator.
Yeah.
I couldn't do laundry either.
We're all worried about going to the bathroom, but she's worried about doing her laundry.
I couldn't do my laundry. The pipe, the
it froze this past weekend. Okay. I thought you were talking about...
Did it thaw or did you have a problem?
It thawed.
We had a couple pipes freeze.
You did?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Well, I knew right away.
She turned the thingy on and
nothing came out.
So I wake up and I'm like, all right, what's frozen? It got so cold here.
You said that.
We put in a new outdoor shower and it was first time. And someone I live with said that they winterized it. And I knew that they probably didn't. So I checked and it was frozen. A little leak, it would already burst. No, it wasn't like gushing. So it's fine. And then, but the interesting one was the kitchen faucet. It didn't freeze where, your cabinets, you open everything out to hopefully. It actually, the plumbing goes right above our bulkhead, which is just a really vulnerable spot to have it.
Yeah.
And it was wrapped in insulation, but the insulation actually probably kept it colder. So, but that was it didn't burst. It just was a little heat gun, worked fine. But, the temperatures are we've been there for quite some time. And then to have that happen, something's bound to happen unless you're like a fix-it guy like you guys.
Right.
In preparation for things like that. But the temperatures were just so cold.
Half the battle is being proactive.
Yes.
Right.
Instead of reactive.
Yes.
That's half the battle right
there. Yeah. I wonder, we probably maybe could have prevented. I don't know. The shower, probably not. Had it been drained better, I think that wouldn't have happened. But the kitchen sink, I'm not sure if that line. But it wasn't a big deal. My plumber came over with first call, and he came right over. It was awesome.
Put 2 valves in the basement where the 2 lines go out to the shower, so you can just.
Oh, they're there, Aaron.
Oh, they are.
Yep.
So all you have to do is open them and the water comes out.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay, great.
You did the right thing. Good job.
Another tutorial. Had we done this correctly, what would have been the right way to do it? And he said, like this, or just call me in the future. But
right. Well, now you know for next year.
Now we know.
It's fine.
If you're not someone who's intuitive with mechanicals, you have to learn it for the first time at some point. It doesn't just come divine intervention.
Or pay someone to do it.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Have someone on your speed dial, your plumber.
What needs to be done prior to the winter coming?
Right.
Move to Florida.
Right. Do you see yourself moving there?
2.5 years.
Really?
Not that he's
You've
counting.
got your plan.
We went and looked at houses last Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And what part of Florida?
It's looking like Merritt Island. The water never gets below
Where's
68.
that?
Merritt Island. It's an hour south of Daytona, probably about an hour north of Boca.
That's on the
East Coast.
East Coast, okay.
Yeah, we want to be East Coast. We have cousins in Ormond and Flagler, so we want to stay within an hour of them. But we want warmer than they get because it gets cold in Daytona sometimes.
Like how cold?
It snowed in Daytona.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've been down there when it snowed in March.
Oh.
Wally, you'll miss Aaron.
No, he'll
No, I
come
won't.
visit. His mother lives close. Will live closer to me.
I know. His mother lives right near my father.
Oh, see.
And I happened to get a speeding ticket last year.
Right at the end of Mom Street.
Yes. And Wally helped me.
On the
Wally,
way.
are you going to move to Florida too?
Probably the day after next February.
Nevuary.
Never.
Get it?
I don't know about
Nevuary.
never, but I have no plans to do it now.
No. Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
done,
just visit.
I'm done with it.
Yeah,
hurting
I mean,
to
my
walk
brother's
the
on the
dog.
west coast
I'm
of
with you,
Florida.
Aaron.
My mom's on the east coast.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
So-
you could just move to Central Florida then. You could be in the
Right,
middle of
li-
both.
live with the alligators.
I mean, I feel like you are a Florida guy. I feel like,
Why? Because I smoke cigars and I'm overweight.
yes. I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
So 2 years, Aaron. So that
Two
means
and a half.
2.5. You'll pack up everything, close up shop here, or you'll keep 2 addresses.
Going to keep the business running up here
Twisted
and
spoke.
getting. I'll actually have my Florida broker's license within the next couple months.
Brilliant.
And as soon as my youngest graduates high school, then we'll spend the last summer here, and we'll probably working on maybe a 1031 exchange for some land that we have up here for a house down there
Nice.
now or soon. That way it can come out of 1031 when we're ready to go.
What kind of houses were you looking at?
Ranches on
Yeah.
with a pool and a dock.
What are the prices there?
That's one of the big reasons why we're looking at Merritt Island. Merritt Island for $500,000, you can get a 1,800 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on a tributary of the canal of the Banana River, where you can get out to the ocean, and there's all kinds of sandbars and things to do and restaurants to go to for $500,000. You try to get that in Ormond or Flagler, you're looking at 2 to 3 times as much.
Really?
Yep, and I like the weather better. It's warmer.
What about storms? Is that something to consider or no?
We're not going oceanside. We're going on the inland side of all the rivers.
So you're a little more protected.
Exactly. These places were not affected by the last couple storms. So
But they have trouble with beach erosion and land erosion like we have up here.
it's a good question.
I
Call
don't
me in
hear
5
a lot
years
about
and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I wonder.
I don't hear a lot about it. I got a lot of friends that live like literally on the beach in Palm Beach and Pompano, and they don't talk about. That's nothing that has ever come up in conversation.
The hurricanes?
Daytona did erode.
Erosion.
There were a lot of the piers got taken down. Some of the hotels washed into the ocean from that last storm.
So I'm curious. Okay, so let's say you get your house on your island and a massive storm's coming.
Yeah.
You get some notice. You get, it's on the news, and it's a big one coming.
Yep.
What do you do?
And sit there, get a bottle of Jameson out, and watch the fireworks.
Why did you point at Wally when you?
Because that's where the bar is.
So you ride it out.
Anyone that knows me, that's where the bar is.
So you're just going to ride it out. You're not going to hightail it out of there?
It depends. If they're talking about tsunami type stuff, then we're going to be flooded. That's different. If it's hurricane, then I'd ride that out. But it depends. It depends. I'm going to look out for the safety of my family first.
Yeah. What would you do, Steph?
Well, it reminds me of once when I was talking to Mother on the phone and a hurricane was coming, and they're in Boynton Beach, Florida, and they put up their hurricane shutters, and now Mother said she's going to go sit in her closet. I said, oh, okay, Mother. So we're talking on the phone, and she's like, I'm in my closet. Oh, my God. Here comes the wind. Wow, it's really strong. And she's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then the phone went dead. I'm like, Mother? And I didn't hear from her for days. We didn't know if Mother was alive or dead. She was alive. She goes,
Well,
the phone lines went out. She goes, I couldn't get in touch with you. So she didn't have internet, so she couldn't text us. She couldn't get online. And the phones were dead.
Wally,
I'll
would you
never
leave
forget
or
that
would you
story.
stay?
I'd probably
Well, you would stay.
I probably would.
You would stay.
Yeah, just prep the jet ski and get ready to have fun.
You would, yeah. What about you, Mer?
Do some wave jumping.
I don't know. I don't see myself moving to Florida. Visit Florida. I don't know. But it would unnerve me, I think.
Yeah.
To stay and just be vulnerable.
Excuse me. I'm just done with it.
Deep thoughts.
Yeah.
Deep thoughts with all of us.
I would like to go for the winters.
I'm done with it hurting my face when I take the dog for a
Yeah,
walk.
I don't like it. To be honest, I wasn't even supposed to be living here because I went to USF,
Right.
University of South Florida, and I was going to stay in Florida, and I was going to live there and never come back.
There would never be the show.
They would never be the
Right.
show and a lot of other things. But then-
Tuesday wouldn't exist.
So many things would
Our
exist.
lives would be horrible.
We wouldn't have Weinstein Keach.
Exactly. We would have nothing. See how life turns
Who
out.
would sell all the houses down here?
Well,
Well, you know, one of the things Aaron
Just
said
hope.
was I'm going to infer that you seem to be annoyed by it, but that people wear shorts in the winter. I mean, all
I
the
don't
kids
get
do.
that.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Well, I
Right.
think a lot of chunky people do.
No, all the kids do.
Well, but also
You can't
chunky
really-
Why are you
people.
pointing at Wally now?
When I went to a Patriots game, one of the people that I went with, tall, slender man, was in shorts. And we were all bundled up. I said, "What in God's name are you doing?" And he's like, "What?" And I said, "You know what? The only person that wears shorts to a Patriots game are chunky people." And sure enough, I was right.
He was chunky?
He was not chunky, but everyone we saw was chunky in shorts, and we were dying because
You
they
know,
can't get their
In
legs
defense,
in the
though,
pants.
of the shorts wearing people, my legs don't get cold. So if I were to wear shorts, it doesn't matter. And I don't know why that is. And it doesn't make me...
Well, you're not chunky either.
Yeah, and if I don't... the covering
know,
of the
Meredith.
legs don't... Now, my feet would get cold, but I wouldn't have them exposed in the winter. But I could
I'm
wear
going to
shorts.
challenge you to a Patriots game because I'm going to have season tickets.
Yeah.
I challenge you to wear shorts.
Well, I wouldn't because I don't want to be the idiot with shorts on. I mean, really? What about griddle or grill? What was the other thing you wanted to talk
Oh,
about?
the griddle grill or regular grill?
So that's a Blackstone, right?
Yes.
What do
That's
you
like
mean?
the biggest fad right now.
Well, when the first
You mean the George Foreman?
no.
no,
the
the
Blackstone.
the hibachi for your house for your deck.
Oh, I haven't been cooking lately.
When the first quarantine came, March 2019, I had bought one off of Facebook from someone that had an extra one, and it was sitting on our porch, and I put it together while we were sitting there doing nothing for 2 weeks, and I set it up and I slid it up against the bench that we have out on it. We have a screen-in porch.
Yep.
I slid it up against the bench, and I looked at it. I said, geez, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. And I went to, on Facebook, I got a vent hood, and I went to Lowe's, and I got ductwork, and I put a vent hood over it. So we have a griddle grill on our porch right outside our slider, the enclosed porch that we can cook on year-round.
Oh, super
Great for
cool.
breakfast.
Right.
We've cooked coconut encrusted cod from Shaw's is great on there. There's just so much you can do with
Smash burgers.
it. You can do smash burgers. You can do anything, and it's like going to a breakfast place. Anything that you'd cook on a flat griddle or D'Angelo's. I mean,
My son
we make
wants
our own
one.
steak
I
and
love
cheese.
that.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
cool.
And
And they have them portable.
We got a 22-inch one to keep in the bus in the RV.
So you RV too.
Yes, we go. Not sorry.
You can get
Now,
it,
when you
Aaron.
go your RV, do you trailer your motorcycles?
I don't have a hitch on it. We're putting one on it because we're going out to Sturgis this year, and we're camping out
Where's
for,
Sturgis?
South Dakota.
Oh,
It's about
wow.
2,000 miles away.
South Dakota is beautiful.
Wow.
It's awesome out
Beautiful,
there.
beautiful.
The last time we went out, my bike broke down, so we spent 2 days on the bike and then 7 days at the pool, which wasn't horrible. But we're trailering 8 bikes out with the bus this year. We're going to be like almost 80 feet long.
Wow.
So we are pulling the bikes with us this time. We usually go about 5 minutes from home. We go over to Canoe River with a bunch of friends and with the kids.
Oh, got it.
Now, your wife sits on the back of your bike. She
Yes.
doesn't have her own.
She does have her own. We've been
does?
building. She used to have. She's had two of her own bikes. We sold one of them about 5-6 years ago, and we're building her a trike right now, a 1948 Harley Davidson cervicar trike
She's
chopper.
very cool.
It's really neat.
Actually, Alexis named her godmother.
Oh.
She's like, godmother? Fun.
So then she'll ride around. Now, do you two go together?
We
Biking?
haven't.
Not yet.
Well, you're
in a
not
long
riding
time.
anymore.
Right.
No, I don't really ride street that much anymore.
Oh, you don't?
I'm around them 24/7.
Yeah.
So when I have a day off, my first 20 plus years in the motorcycle industry, I had to have one at my house. I had to have one. Now I just like to play in the dirt every now and then on an ATV.
Huh.
Now my days off are typically either family day or catching up with stuff around the house. And then the Sundays when football is over, then I'll do more stuff around the house and, go places. And then we're closed Sunday, Monday, so I have 2 days in a row off. So then
That's his weekend.
Mondays, that's my weekend, and Monday's my day to,
Go
Chill.
for lunch.
get Anthony in trouble. Yeah, well, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
You got to start in the morning.
This is true. Wow, this is exciting. Florida in your future.
Yes.
Florida not in your future other than to visit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-hour plane ride.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
buy when you can visit?
When are you going down next?
Well, I'm going to Atlanta in 3 weeks for a couple of days. And then I'm going to try to hit Florida either at the end of April or end of May for a long weekend. And I'm going to,
Maybe I'll go. Go visit father.
Is anyone going
Yeah.
to the Super Bowl?
What's the Super Bowl?
Oh.
I'll be in Aruba. We didn't even get to talk about Tom Brady and his retirement. And do you think he's going, before we end the show, do you think he'll retire a Patriot?
I think he'll retire a Patriot, and I'm not 100% convinced of his retirement. Did you?
No, come on, Aaron.
Listening to him saying that he was retiring, he wasn't very convincing.
Because he was embarrassed because he already said he was retiring. That's why he said, I got to make it quick.
Well, he's done that.
All right, so you
times?
think he's going to retire a Patriot? Do you think he's going to retire a New England Patriot?
if Kraft has anything to say about it, yes.
Meredith?
Yes. I do. I'm curious to see what he does though for the rest of.
He's going to be on.
He's
He's going to be a sportscaster.
Yeah, he's
getting
be,
$300 and something million.
Oh, it's already planned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's all set.
he already signed the deal with Fox.
Oh wow.
not going
I don't
back
think
now.
I don't think he's going to be in the booth. I think he'd rather be down on the desk on the field and around all the players that he knows, rather than up in the booth with Cower and.
Do
and
you
all
still
those.
like him, or are you angry at him?
I think he's. I mean, I never was, the huge Tom Brady fan.
What?
I'm a New England Patriots fan, true and true. I mean, Grogan grew up, lived down the street from us growing
Right.
up.
Mm-hmm.
I was tossing footballs with him when he was doing the Oldsmobile commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Patriots fan, true and true. Brady, you can't discount what he's done. He's the ultimate quarterback.
Correct.
But did I root for him when
He was in
at
Tampa? No,
No.
I didn't either. I
Um,
actually wanted him to lose.
So anyone that knows me knows my number 2 team is Buffalo.
Oh,
Um,
I love Miami.
Yeah,
I like the
so,
colors. They're pretty.
I'm a huge Jim Kelly fan, and I'm a Josh Allen fan, just because their abilities and their way that
I
they
don't
can
know them.
overcome stuff.
Aaron,
Yes.
what was the question?
He doesn't follow.
He's not a big
Oh, no,
football.
are you a
I follow
fan?
hockey more than.
Oh, okay.
more
You're a
than
Bruins
football.
fan.
Yes.
All right. Well, next time you come on, we can talk about the Bruins.
Oh, sounds good.
I think that's it.
This has been a lot of fun. See how fast an hour goes.
I know that.
We
flew
learned
by.
a lot. My ADD kicked in only twice.
We have one more minute. Can't we talk about 10 more things real quick?
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go
Quick.
ahead,
Go.
Pens, blue or black?
Black.
Why?
Blue. Like why would I don't like blue?
You can't tell that if it's an original or not.
Who cares?
Okay.
Do you know that there's pens with award-winning ink?
I did not know that. Do
You
you
can
have
get
one?
them. No, but you can get them from Jason Weinstein.
Oh.
He's like, this pen has award-winning ink. I said, I've never heard of such a thing.
Underwear or no underwear?
None. I actually
underwear.
at a symposium at the Richardson Olmsted,
So-
there was a pediatrician up answering questions for the parents and the students, and I asked that question: what's the purpose of underwear? And that pediatrician, who's from Easton, I'm not going to bring up his name, said he didn't know. It's an industry. That could be for another time.
True.
I
It's like Hallmark with all the silly holidays.
Wash your pants every day. What's the difference?
just feel
Let's end on that,
comfortable
please.
in underwear. Aaron, are you saying you're not wearing underwear right now?
We don't want to know.
Oh, all right. Well, I think we're out of time. Maybe we can find out next time if Aaron's wearing underwear or not.
Stay tuned.
Well, guys, this has been fun. You guys it's the first time we've just had 2 guys on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Will you
thanks
come
for
back?
coming on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You come back?
absolutely.
Can we start another one right now?
What's that?
Can we start another one right now?
No.
No, we gotta go to work.
I got to go to work.
I gotta
Okay.
go negotiate a deal. But
Excellent.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And everyone, can you follow us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Subscribe at
Subscribe
We
and
Love the
follow.
Show. Yep, on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram as well, which is We Love the Show, Stephanie and Meredith. But YouTube is where we want you to go because you can watch the full episode. And we'll send you guys the link once we're up and running.
Excellent.
And subscribe. That's what we want. Subscribe.
I subscribed this morning.
Thank you, Aaron.
Me too.
We're
Thanks,
fabulous.
thanks,
Our
Wally.
numbers.
Yay.
We need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. And
I think we're up to-
ticking.
We're up to like 10.
Well,
All right, guys.
a little more than that.
Yeah. Thanks,
Have a good day.
guys.
Thanks for joining.
Take
Thanks for
care.
having
You
us.
got it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.